Right, mold removal and Langston's Runaways are some of the next side missions. I'm going to take some time to go through these documents. Employee incident. Incident in question occurred on redacted and was brought to HR department's attention by the internal security personnel who intervened. According to reports supported by security camera footage, Agent Filson entered the staff kitchen with the intention of consuming his private meal, a homemade sandwich cut diagonally and packed in a plastic container, but discovered the refrigerator had redacted his meal. Agent Filson began to kick the bureau-owned appliance as he expressed his frustration in a loud and profane manner. This behavior caused multiple staff members present to become alarmed. Security was alerted soon after. Filson complied with security's commands to desist. Agent Filson was reprimanded and suspended for the remainder of the ongoing work week. The review committee recommends one non-mandatory counselling session. Threshold Management Retrospective, Threshold 9D. Threshold will, with effect redacted, manifested in the containment sector in the middle of the redacted department. Simultaneously, numerous redacted appeared in the area, injuring and killing many redacted. After rescue operations were completed and redacted, rangers were sent in to discover the Threshold's epicenter. The sheer amount of redacted made the expedition impossible. The area was sealed off after removing the clocks proved an impossible task. The department was relocated and the area was abandoned. Researchers theorized the Threshold introduced unstable matter to our dimension, which adopted the form of the redacted as redacted when introduced to more stable redacted. Oh, we've got quite a few to go through here. Oh, this is the footage of them looking awkward.
August 4th, 1964. We discovered the oldest house while investigating a suspected altered world event case in the New York City subway tunnels. The agents found their way up into the building. Once we became aware of it, it was there. For the rest of the population, it was hiding in plain sight, a slippery blind spot, seemingly discouraging observation. It's a place of power, an ongoing AWE of its own, seemingly adhering to its physical outer constraints and yet constantly breaking the known boundaries of reality. It's unstable, shifting. Note, for more details on control points and the research and process to stabilize and secure the core sectors, refer to a separate presentation. After extensive research and investigation, the Bureau made the building its headquarters on November 13th, 1968. The Federal Bureau of Control was never out in the open. This was always an obfuscated, classified top-secret operation. So imagine our surprise when the building's observation-resistant aspects began in some unquantifiable way to affect the Bureau as a whole.
I think we've listened to all of the Threshold logs, so that's fine. Dylan questioning.
Alright, I won't take up too much of your time today, Dylan.
That was about Jesse. Okay, so we heard that. Okay, we've got a couple of messages from the hotline, though. Let's have a listen. We reach tether through control points into the Bureau house. Nexus threshold area codes. Allows for access. You can. Translocate fast travel construct through the control points. The former descent is back, not gone. Its previous disappointment and is not part of the board, us. We apologize, deny all knowledge for the inconvenience. You will see face the former. It is stealing, linking, altered items. It builds a competition, not us. You must espionage, destroy, when possible, inevitable. Do not believe, get hyped about the former's lies, ads. We provide, offer better bonus package health plan. If you leave, you will be sorry, dead. You will never work, exist in this torn cosmic reality again. Yes. That is crazy. That is insane. Okay. Okay, we've got quite a few to get through here. Guess what? That time redacted, but redacted. But if you go redacted, you can always find more. Oh wow, redacted. You've got to be kidding me. That means redacted. That's so redacted. You guys are funny. Okay, let's get through a few of these case files. So the first is about the Benikoff TV. Containment procedure, no unique containment procedures required while bound. Description, a CRT television built by Benikoff and Sons Electronics. The screen is still functional. The object can levitate itself off the ground to a maximum observed altitude if redacted. When bound, the object allows para-utilitarians to harness this effect for their own use. See report redacted for the results tested with prime candidate redacted. The object is currently bound by redacted. The object was first discovered in a local news story from redacted, Kansas. A figure had been seen redacted over buildings. The Bureau dispatched agents to the town who discovered that a man named Redacted had bound himself to the object. Mr. Redacted was detained, see case, etc., and the object was brought to the Bureau for study. Anchor procedures. Black rock paneling successfully prevents manifestation of the sphere. A Trotman-style anchor made of iron with wooden stock. Surface is rusted in places. Weighs 3,789 pounds. The item generates a persisted blank sphere, the purpose of which is currently unknown. The sphere is always generated at a precise point in relation to the item, specifically redacted horizontal feet and redacted vertical feet from the redacted of the anchor. 25th of April 1983, Ranger First Class was dropped into the sphere wearing a diving suit with dedicated oxygen line at redacted AM EST. After 10 minutes and 13 seconds inside the sphere, redacted's oxygen line was cut at the sphere's border by an unseen force. All agents in the room during redacted's entry into the sphere experienced vomiting, vertigo, and loss of fingernails within an hour of one another. Ranger Redacted has been declared MIA, presumed dead. Anchor supplement. The crew of the White Ocelot first encountered a strange spherical phenomenon while fishing the Redacted. Witnesses described it as a black sphere with faint light behind it. It hovered just off the bow of the ship. The crew by throwing a tin bucket which disappeared into the sphere. Soon after, the vessel lost structural integrity. The ship's metal rusted and fell apart within minutes. As the ship sank, the sphere lowered into the water. A passing fishing vessel called the Redacted rescued the 4 surviving crew. Agents were dispatched to the White Ocelot's last known coordinates, Redacted, and began diving operations. On the ocean floor, the agents found the sphere. The ship was entirely destroyed except for its anchor. As agents lifted the anchor off the ocean floor, they noticed the sphere behaved in conjunction with the anchor, moving and stopping as one. Contact with the sphere was avoided, but handling the anchor proved harmless. The item was transported by the Redacted to the U.S. port of Redacted. Upon arriving in New York, it was brought into the Bureau via the Redacted. Okay, let's take a break from those. Work chat, plane parts. Okay, Mr. Dead Dog, what do you think of this? You know that airplane we brought in? Like the actual proper airplane? Guess who they made catalogue every individual piece of that plane to be examined for suspected altered status. I had to count every bolt, nut, and piece of non-connected metal, and that's just on the exterior of the damn thing. Do you know how many pieces of hardware it takes to make an airplane? I do. Okay, let's catch up with the rest of the altered item files. Layla is here to join me. Get well balloon. Item must be kept away from animals. The cell must be regularly cleaned of the black substance the item produces. All cleaning tools must be redacted along with the black substance itself. Item is a novelty balloon made of silver mylar. On its face is a colorful message to get well, surrounded by cartoon hearts. A ribbon is attached to the balloon. Item has not stopped floating after a considerable amount of time in the bureau, which suggests it does not hover through the use of helium. The item produces a dark-colored sticky substance which drips down its ribbon. Ominous. Waist mannequin. The item was last owned by Madame Redacted, an operatic performer from Berlin. After her career ended in a public scandal, she relocated to Redacted, Maine for unknown reasons. With her came the trappings of her old life, including this item. Locals report that she rarely left her home in the short years she spent in Redacted. After her death, caused by Redacted, the state held a public auction of her belongings, seeing as she had no known relatives. Various conflicting first-hand reports exist, but testimonies provided by witnesses of the event do contain some common elements. Most every witness saw numerous mannequins break through the house's windows, tumbling outside. Some witnesses report bright lights. Some report high-pitched singing. These are unverified. Numerous civilians inside the house at the time of the incident were hospitalized for various injuries. 2 were crushed to death. Agents were dispatched upon seeing an article regarding these events during the Bureau's daily scans of national periodicals. The item was quickly identified and brought to the Bureau. Okay, I'm going to come back to the rest of those later. Speak with Emily. Yeah, let's go. Been a while since we spoke to Emily, so let's have a nice chat with our GF. You guys are so rude. I'm just trying to take a little break to see my girlfriend. Why are you guys so rude?
Good luck out there.
No new outfits. God damn it. Seriously, the hiss are pretty homophobic. Yeah, seriously. 1 second, Arish.
The resonance emitted from the HRAs is purely antithetical to every variant of the His signal I could arrange. But how did Darling create it?
Speech analysis. If we understand the hiss to be a force based on vibration and resonance, then perhaps their incantation, which is now the agreed upon term for their vocalizations, is an effort to express that resonance using human vocal cords and speech. Would there be differences if the incantation were recited in a different language? The most common word used is want. Interestingly, every usage of the word is attributed to a you. You want to listen, you want this to be true, you must want these waves to drag you away. Are we the you the hiss are referring to? Does the hiss believe humanity, possibly all non-hiss life, wants to join it, to be consumed by it? Is that its goal? The second most used words are through and time. Is this possibly the hiss stating how they arrived here, or an indication of its age? There is clear intention in the words. Dismissing the incantation as nonsense, as some of my colleagues recommend, is beyond idiotic. Compiled by Emily for Jesse. To examine the invasion's timeline of events for possible patterns in his behavior, establishing a timeline is difficult at present because of a lack of reliable communications between bureau sectors and staff. Preliminary models indicate ground zero of the invasion is located within the executive sector. Once it becomes possible to interview surviving personnel, pinpointing the exact location should be feasible. Other outstanding questions that a timeline may help answer. How did the hiss get past the internal lockdown? How does hiss resonance advance through space? Deliberately or uniformly? What is their ultimate goal? The outside world? A cross-dimensional destination? Those are good questions.
It's happening. After all these years, Dylan is here. But am I too late?
How is he? I need to know. He's clearly been affected by the hiss, but it's different than any other manifestation we've recorded. Maybe what makes you so special is genetic. He was a prime candidate. Or maybe it's Polaris protecting him, something else affecting the situation. I need to run tests. He seems more in control, more present.
I want to see him. My brother. Or is he?
Of course. Now, Marshall set up an HRA-warded cage to contain him. It's on the upper floor, up the stairs.
Okay, I need to go.
Jesse, be careful.
What's that? Put a record on. Ask Arish about the jukebox token. Okay.
I found this token. Any idea what it does?
Ah, that is a jukebox token. Little bastards turn up in the weirdest places, like bad pennies. The Rangers use them to activate an old object of power.
A jukebox, I assume. Does it have any good songs?
Nope, just the one record. Hey, be careful turning it on, though. When it's playing, you get a free trip to the formation.
The formation? That sounds ominous. Why does it send you there?
The Bureau has been wondering that for years. I mean, it's just a pile of rocks built by God knows who, but well, researchers have confirmed it's in the same threshold as the quarry. No one's ever been able to map a physical route to the formation for maintenance.
So it's in the quarry. You just don't know where.
Pretty much. We only send in annual expeditions to the formation. Checkups, Salvador calls them. This year's team went in the day the hiss arrived.
Salvador's dead, by the way.
The song should have brought back hours ago.
I can go in and take a look.
I'd appreciate that. The jukebox is kept just past the security booth over there. Just put in the token and enjoy the ride.
I remember us seeing a jukebox earlier. Tell me about Blackrock.
What's the deal with Blackrock?
Oh, fuck. Don't get me started on BlackRock. You know, ever since research found out that it blocks paranatural stuff, they have just been parading dangerous materials in and out of the fucking quarry. Fucking lab coats, man. Love making my job harder.
Sounds like there's some tension between departments.
Still, at least the quarry's got a good view of the night sky. You know, me and Salvador used to have after-work beers down there.
What do you know about Dr. Darling?
About as much as anybody, I guess. Head of research, loves to hear himself talk. All of those science types absolutely do. He's been acting a little bit psycho recently. Although HR told me not to use that word.
Everyone thinks finding Darling will lead us to the answers. But if he's completely lost it, then what help could he be?
You're security, right? Do you work with Rangers?
Not often. Rangers are specially trained in threshold reconnaissance and ground zero AWE response. Security is more interested in the dangers inside the Bureau.
They must see some weird stuff out there.
Oh yeah, definitely. You know, every week they are tackling things that were previously unknown to the human experience. Most Rangers, they retire due to cognitive collapse. I looked up the medical definition. Not fun.
How does the Bureau handle thresholds?
Handle might be a bit of an optimistic way to put it. Marshall sends her Rangers in to map them, check growth rates, locate epicenters, take samples, measure stuff, basically.
Sounds like he's done his homework.
Now, down in maintenance, thresholds are used just like any other tool. Lab coats mine black rock from one, maintenance siphons water from another. We use it for pretty much everything, except drinking.
Why don't you drink it?
Do I even want to know?
Yeah, a lot of time we find these little chunks in it. It's pretty gross.
I didn't want to know.
What do you think of Marshall?
Marshall? Marshall's a fucking badass. Rangers could not ask for a better leader. She's a little, intense, but given the stuff she's seen, I'm not surprised. She does have a bad habit of disappearing, though.
Where does she go?
Last time she vanished, I did some digging into the security logs. I found camera footage of her entering the quarry. She was down there alone for days. Now, typically that's not allowed, but Marshall is kind of above the rules.
I wonder what she finds so interesting in the quarry.
Interesting.
I have to go.
Me too. You're not the only one who's busy.
Okay, buddy. No need to be worried about it. Then Board says, I'll just say this, the jukebox would be a big pain without assist mode and one-hit kill. It's genuinely pretty blur, but you get a costume out of it. I do want a costume. I do want a costume. But I'm going to focus a bit on the main mission for a little while longer. Let's speak with Dylan. Oh my gosh. I don't know if you can hear that, but Layla is like playing with bubble wrap and running around like a maniac. Power utility. Objects of power are unique in their capacity to grant certain individuals paranatural abilities. We call these individuals para-utilitarians. The potency of these abilities depends on the para-utilitarian. Using the redacted object of power as an example, some para-utilitarians can achieve a throw distance of redacted, while others are only capable of as little as redacted. What exactly determines an individual's paranatural competence is unknown, but it is largely believed that some redacted exists within the body and that, like all muscles, it can be exercised. To continue my analysis, I have officially requested access to the Northmore records, considering he is one of the most accomplished para-utilitarians the Bureau has ever seen. Dr. Darling is still considering this request.
Marshall abandons us. I'm sick of
no one telling us what's going on.
Information's always...
Pope's promotion. Dr. Darling has personally recommended Miss Pope for a promotion based on her work ethic and assistance in advancing many ongoing research matters. See research reports redacted for breakthroughs resulting from her work. According to her colleagues, Pope has displayed a keen eye for detail and a quick grasp of paranatural concepts. She is professional and diligent, though some of her co-workers complain of social disinterest. The review committee approves this recommendation and promotes Miss Pope to the position of research specialist.
on a need-to-know basis.
Collective unconscious. Collective unconscious is defined as a form of the unconscious that is shared in all human minds. From this arises unconscious knowledge linking us through our ancestral heritage. Through this collective unconscious, we unknowingly attribute a series of images and archetypes to all elements of our lives. These archetypes are never fixed, but shift and change in tandem with our species and culture. This internal belief in the power of images, shared by a massive population, is redacted in the creation of altered items and objects of power. The sheer amount of redacted exuded is attracted to the best representation of that image, imbuing a single object with massive amounts of redacted. Theoretically, places of power would likewise be formed by the simple power of sustained collective belief. Very interesting. So these objects have power because of sustained collective belief, but the Bureau wants to control the objects. And also for people not to know that the paranatural is real.
The director restored HRA production. They're already getting other survivors.
It's ironic. Technological restrictions. The oldest house imposes certain limitations on our bureau, but by far the most restrictive is the inability to use certain technological instruments. The oldest house does not allow devices that receive or emit any redacted signal. Radio waves are the only transmittable signals in the oldest house, and even those are often unreliable. If the power of collective unconscious is taken into account, it could be that certain pieces of technology are too new in the cultural redacted for the oldest house to redacted them. Similarly, these items have not been known to become receptacles for altered status. Technology may be moving at too fast a pace for the redacted to occur. Modern technology tends to disappear and break here, sometimes quite violently. Redacted agents have been injured by cell phones exploding in their pockets while entering the oldest house. See, this collective unconscious thing is quite interesting because, like, the idea that people's belief in a thing gives it power. Because all of the, like, items and stuff that we have seen and interacted with have been very much, like, American, like, modern American cultural objects for the most part. You know what I mean?
Did you see that hiss they marched through here? Why the fuck didn't we put a bullet in that thing's head?
Sticky note complaint. To whom it may concern, in case you are not aware, something caused a sticky note in my office to duplicate. My office is unusable now. I will be working from home until this is resolved. You can call me on my cell or home phone. Sincerely, J. Bozer, Vice Chief of Staff.
That's no one's brother anymore. He's the enemy.
Wow. There are indeed sticky notes everywhere.
What do you know about this Arish guy?
I heard some rangers saying he saved the they were attacked by...
Where is this damn cell? Shifted bathroom complaint. Listen, I know you can't control building shifts, but the executive level restroom has been missing for weeks now. I worked my ass off in the Islamabad station for 3 years. I've earned the right to a nice workplace shitter. If you can't bring it back, at least find out where it went. D. Rodriguez. Well, here it is.
Happiness comes with white pearls, the yellow and red in the eye. Through a mirror, the inverted is made right. You are a worm through time. The thunders come to storms you. Happiness comes with white pearls, but yellow and red in the eye. Through a mirror, the inverted is made right.
Come on, Dylan. I'm here. I found you.
You've always been in there. You want this to be true.
Do you know who I am? Oh, you know me. Say it.
You are Dylan Faden's sister.
He's talking in the third person. Always a good sign.
Do you know who you are?
Not Dylan. Trench and Darling made sure of that. I'm P6. P6. But I'm better now. The hiss made me better. Push the fingers through the surface into the wet. You've always been the new you. You want this
Can you
to
stop
be
that?
true.
Please?
Not exactly the reunion I'd hoped for.
It feels good to say those words. I want to say them. They sound good. They make me feel good. Don't you want to say them too?
No. Fuck off, no. You need to help me get this thing out of his head. If he is still in there, if there is anything left, you have to help me.
You came in through the hole in you. We let you in. You've always been here. The only truth. A copy of a copy of a copy of a copy.
Stop it!
Orange peel.
Shit. Shit. He can see you. This is not safe.
We found Polaris together with my sister when we were very small, in Ordinary, in the desert, through the door opened up by the slide projector. But she didn't help when Trench took me away. She didn't give me any powers. All the powers are my own powers. She didn't help when they locked me up for years. After the song Time for Applause, we build you till nothing remains. The egg cracks and the truth will emerge out of you. You are home. The Bureau brought the slide projector back here with me. And the Bureau did what the Bureau does. They used it. And they found... They opened the door up to the hiss. That's the only thing I can thank them for.
There. There it is. We stopped the Altered World event in Ordinary when we shut down the slide projector. And now the projector's here.
An earworm is a tune you can't stop humming in a dream. Baby, baby, baby. Just plastic. So safe. Nothing to worry about. Funny. I welcomed the hiss. I let it in. To get rid of her. The hiss set me free. Polaris is using you. The Bureau is using you. You are a puppet. You can almost hear our words, but you forget.
If we shut off the slide projector, maybe that will stop the hiss.
No regulations.
Maybe it's not too late for my brother.
You must see the truth for yourself, Jessie. Sister. The horrible truth about the Bureau. The hiss is the better option. Go to the Prime Candidate program in the containment sector. I have the keycard to get you there. Salvador wanted me to have it.
Wanted? Bullshit. I saw what the hiss did to Salvador. What it turned him into.
Okay, Dylan. I'll go. I want to see the truth for myself.
I'll go. But only to look for the slide projector. You can help me. We can end this.
Sorry. Yeah, I mean, I don't need a ton of convincing that the Bureau is evil, but yeah.
I don't know what else I'm hoping to find here.
Dylan. Can we talk?
I'd like to tell you about a dream I had last night.
Okay, David
Off
Lynch.
to a good start.
Okay. I'm listening.
I was back in Ordinary before all of this happened. But in the dream, I was alone. It was just me. I was the only child. A girl. My name was Jesse Dylan Faden. But then the Bureau came and caught me, brought me back here, locked me up. Have you ever noticed that our names, Jesse, Dylan, they could be girls' names, boys' names, could be anything. Don't you find that weird? I find that weird.
Sure.
What the hell was that? Is he trying to mess with me?
You are a warm through time. The thunderstorm distorts you. Happy.
Layla has lots of thoughts and opinions that she wants to say. Yeah, she does. Mostly, I think that she wants dinner because it's almost her dinner time. Trying to figure out what I want to do next. And I think I want to smash through a couple of these side quests.
It's comes with white currants, but yellow and red in the eye. Through a mirror, the inverted is made right. Leave your inside by the door. Push the fingers through the surface into the white.
Maybe Dylan's still in there. Maybe there's a way to reach him.
I'd like to talk to my brother, please. Dylan?
Dylan would like to tell you about a dream he had just now.
This again?
I was going to be the new director of this place. I helped you get a job here so that we could be together. You were an office assistant. You'd make coffee and deliver the mail, and there was always plenty of work to do. And it stayed that way forever and ever. It was nice. Really nice.
That's debatable.
But here's the strange thing. The dream shifted, and none of it was real anymore. It was a game. We were in a game, and it was a fucking boring game. But you couldn't stop playing. And then it shifted again. Or maybe it was another dream already. Or maybe I'm just confusing them. But in this other dream, it was more like a musical. This is an ordinary song about an ordinary girl from an ordinary town. It's the ordinary story. She worked an ordinary job in an ordinary office. Something. And that's all I can remember of that dream.
Maybe that's for the best.
Okay. I'm checking some of these because the thing is still glowing red, so... But we can talk to him a bit later if I'm going to focus on side quests for a minute.
Why haven't you dissected that freak mutation we logged on?
So... Jukebox tokens. Single set of 3. Set of 5. I don't really understand what I need those for.
Is it valuable resource? And hopefully any physical harm. Of course, if you disagree.
Let me fast travel and I'm sure I'll figure that out later. Oh, so where's the jukebox then? Use the token in the jukebox. I vaguely remember that there was a jukebox here, but I don't remember where it was. Storage, blah blah blah. Ah. Here's the jukebox. Challenging expedition that grants rare rewards. Highly challenging expedition that grants prime rewards. Most challenging expedition that grants absolute rewards. And expedition gear. Well, you know what I'm going to do? Is I'm going to make 5 jukebox tokens. Because you guys know that if there's one thing about me, it's that I love a little outfit. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to completely negate how challenging it's going to be by switching all of these all the way up. Yeah.
Lots of interesting data off that subject the Rangers brought in.
I just want my silly little outfit. Yeah, let's go. I just want my outfit. I just want to be girly pop. Oh, you have to do all of them? Okay. I guess I have to do them one by one. That's annoying, but let's go. Let's see what this is about. Investigate and clear the 4 island sites. Oh my god, 25 minutes? I'm sorry. I'm quitting. I'm quitting. I don't know if that's interesting enough for me right now or to do on stream. Okay. It's just loaded me here, but how do I abandon expedition? Yeah, sorry you guys. I wasted all of that like material, but oh, it got me my token back. Yeah, I don't want to do that right now. Let's move some mold, or see what that is like. Okay, send me to the ritual division. Maybe I'll do the jukebox missions like off stream or something, but it looks like it's just, you know, not very exciting for stream vibes. Okay, eradicate the mold hosts in ritual division. Yeah, okay, where are they? Might be more of an off-stream. If you've played an extraction shooter before, it's kind of like that. Capturing a point and collecting key. A key surviving waves. That makes sense. Thank you for letting me know that, Themborn. I think that in that case, I'll probably do that off stream. I don't know what I'm looking for in terms of mold hosts. Ritual office. Guess I can go down to the ritual office. Okay, I see some mold. Oh.
Those mold hosts.
Okay, what was the papers that we got? Rituals. Obsessive compulsive disorder. Oh geez. Okay. Hoarding, anxiety disorders. While certain manifestations of these conditions are simply the result of mental illness, sometimes the individuals are simply performing redacted called rituals. The redacted of rituals may vary. Numerology, dream logic, forfeiture, verbal formulae, repetitive action, and casual tethering are just some of the procedures involved. Some rituals are consistent, such as pulling the light switch cord 3 times to enter the motel, but some are erratic. While most people engage in minor rituals every day, the vast majority do not understand the importance behind their actions. Avoiding disaster, amassing luck, or simply locating lost keys are all the results of daily rituals. Individuals who recognize a deeper meaning behind these compulsive actions are inherently aware of the paranatural world and, when located, should be considered for employment at the Bureau. Great, so we're bringing mental health into it again. Carla, file received. Thank you for the file, it was very helpful. I've re-archived it with the BlackRock research in case you need to refer to them again. Yes, the video shoots are always interesting. I expect my availability for those to decrease in the future. However, as my analysis of this newly discovered BlackRock variant is reaching a critical point, I hope you will be able to attend them still. Darling seems to be under a lot of pressure lately, and I'm sure he would appreciate any support you can provide. Regarding the analysis you provided, I do not have any questions. Thank you for the expeditious delivery. Regards, Research Specialist Dr. Carla Vaughan, Federal Bureau of Control. Yeah, it is very interesting, isn't it, Faye? I think that, like, I'm thinking again about some of my thoughts about, like, the Bureau of controlling like things which are a big part of people's like culture. How do I say this? Like, I think a lot of the stuff around like collective unconscious and like blah blah blah, words are failing me right now, but I feel like it really feeds into this whole thing about the Bureau like wanting to control the paranatural and gaslight people into thinking that it's not real. It's like very racist, very colonial, and it's, I guess it also has a thing of like gaslighting people into thinking that things are not real, and like that's certain relationship to like mental health.
Why'd they keep an altered item here?
Oh, we found another area.
Debrief for Mirror Excursion 7C. Subject is Agent Hardy. Hardy spent approximately 3 hours in the mirror, the longest time on record. Can you describe your experience inside, Agent Hardy? Agent Hardy is physically healthy. All tests have come back clean, yet the speech issue has persisted for hours.
It just sounds like he's in the Black Lodge.
Calm down, Agent. It could be psychosomatic, but the fact that this only occurred after returning from the mirror makes a paranatural explanation more likely. I recommend a battery of tests and a Class Orange quarantine.
I have good news. That gum you like is about to come back in style. That they're making a distinction between people who are mentally ill and who can sense the supernatural or paranatural. Yeah, it's certainly interesting. How are they, like, you know, deciding that they can judge what's mental illness, quote unquote, versus what is, like, actually real paranatural stuff? Like, they're the arbiters of objective reality as opposed to, like, fabricated reality. I'm sure that this is going to go really well for me, but I'm going to press all the buttons. Mirror containment. The mirror does not reflect its surroundings with perfect accuracy. The environment seen in its glass contains slight distinctions. It is unknown why the mirror does this. If there are any redacted, then it's something we can't perceive. The popular theory is that the mirror has a goal in mind, that it reflects the world it wishes were real, subtly replacing our reality with its own. While certainly far-fetched, the theory is worth noting here as a warning not to underestimate the mirror. The specially designed BlackRock panels have been installed to prevent access from our side or the mirrors. For added security, a particular arrangement of the panels is required to open the door. Altered item examination proposal. This proposal is to finally determine the precise nature of the reflected space within the altered item. Is it transplanar, psychologically generated, or rooted within our own dimension? How does the altered item know the space in its vicinity well enough to reflect it? Why does it reflect some materials but not others? Is the space a parallel reality? If so, then we need to consider that while we possess the physical end of the mirror, someone else owns the other. What purposes might they use it for? Can they walk through into our world? What are their motives? Lastly, to what purpose does the altered item produce the reflections of individuals that enter it? Can these reflected entities leave the altered item? As with all altered items, we need to attempt to distinguish this if this behavior is redacted.
Debrief for
The shutters in the image look different. What am I missing?
Right, okay, so I have to figure out which ones are up and which ones are down in this image.
These shutters do.
I think that's it on that side, the ones closest to the mirror. That side, the one furthest from the mirror is down. I think this is it.
What a weird way to lock something up.
Oh, brother.
Wait, that didn't sound right. Yeah, that's not good.
Everything is mirrored. So how am I supposed to know which one it is? Or whether it's the right way around?
You need to lock down the mirror. Why are you talking like that? What's wrong with you? All of you. There's something in that fucking mirror.
Yes, it is. It is like The Nightmare from Life is Strange, which is based on Twin Peaks. Yeah. Which image am I going for, though? Hold on, which one do I want to replicate? Yeah, the opposite perspective of the same recording is cool. Don't think it can be that one. Maybe it's that one. Ah. It's not that one. It's what David Lynch does in Twin Peaks is really cool, though, because basically he gets the actors to like speak backwards, and then what he does is like reverses the footage. He gets them to speak backwards and walk backwards, and then the footage is like reversed so that you can tell what they're saying, but it has that weird like quality to it. So in this game and in Life is Strange, it's like literally reversed speech, but what is done in Twin Peaks in like the Black Lodge is slightly different. Oh, is it? Wait. Is it this but upside down? No, I guess you can't exactly do that upside down. Oh. Okay, what did that do? That was... How did that match up to any of these? I'm so confused. Well... Well, I'm not gonna complain about accidentally getting it. I know another game that does that. The Missing J.J. McField does. Remember hearing the actors do that. Yes, I am definitely going to be playing that game on stream at some point.
Did you see that? Someone's in there.
Oh, what the fuck? Oh, what the fuck? Oh, what the hell? Oh, I'm just trapped in here. Okay. Wow. Not a dent.
march down the mountain. That's not good.
Oh dear. Well, this is definitely creepy. Oh, I don't... Oh, I don't know about this. Okay. Oh, stop it. Not the Link versus Dark Link battle from Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Oh no.
Another one?
I love it when you have to fight yourself in a video game. Oh, where are you, Jesse? Where are you? Oh my god, stop. Oh. Fuck. Okay. That was pretty close. Just check what my settings are on, because I'm gonna make myself a bit OP, because I'm just tired of spending a ton of time on boss fights today. I'm having an encounter with myself. Oh no.
Imitation. Another one. Better be all of them.
Whew.
That explains why they locked this mirror up.
Well, there we go. That was pretty cool, though. I'm glad I found this place.
I wonder what the Bureau was doing with this thing. Well, it's cleansed now. The hiss is gone. It's dealt with.
Nice. Okay. Back on the mold removal. It's a pretty cool thing to accidentally find. You guys can't just let me hang out in peace, can you? Well, there we go. Ah! Shit. Listen, I'm about to fast travel away, dude. You can't keep me down. Oh, the control point is... Okay. I guess I got to go to Central Research pretty soon. Let me boost my energy. Central research. That's where they said they would be, right? I have been enjoying the levitate powers quite a bit. Big brain. Oh, I can definitely see some mold in there. They should really check in with the landlord about that, because they're entitled to some compensation around this mold. While I'm doing some mold cleaning, I'd be pretty interested to hear from people who haven't played this game before, who have been watching, what your opinions have been of the game so far. Been in and out, but it seems pretty cool. Yeah. Fair enough. I think it's really cool. We just went that way, didn't we? Okay. Amazing. Some parts are really compelling, like the Lynchian stuff and the unreality. Yeah, for sure. I also think that it's like pretty compelling in terms of the like politics of it, for sure. Okay, so it's just back in central research. Some parts seem to drag a bit, like when things are combat heavy, but it's probably more engaging when you're the one doing it. Yeah, I think that for the most part I've been enjoying the combat a lot, but I think that in this stream I've definitely started to find it quite difficult and potentially dragging a little bit, yeah. Just with like all of the time that I had to spend on boss battles and stuff, but because the game has really good like settings around that, like if you wanted to speed through the combat then you could. The mold looks like algae or barnacles. You're right, it does. Yeah, I think that generally I've had fun with it and then just got to a couple of points today where I found it a bit tiring. But again, I could have made the decision sooner to like, sorry, brain fart, to make the settings easier, and I didn't do that. Which maybe I should have to make this stream more engaging for y'all. So apologies for that. But yeah, I kind of wanted to have some fun with it and then see how it goes and just kind of experience that a little bit.
Need to wear them. And what's the deal with the hedron resonance anyway? Despite what you may have heard, HRAs are not monitoring devices. We're not tracking your movements. We're listening to your conversations while you're wearing them. You do that regardless whether or not you're wearing an HRA. Think of them as a life preserver. Only instead of water, the thing HRAs protect you from is classified. One day that classified not water might pour in and you'll be glad you got an HRA keeping you afloat. And if you don't have an HRA, don't worry. It'll be quick and painless. Kidding. I'm kidding. We're making more.
Okay, I don't think I've been in here before, but we found Darling's office. And clearly he knew that the hiss was coming. Darling, budget request. Dear Dr. Darling, I suspect my colleague Dr. Harrington has already contacted you asking for an increase in her department's budget. I'm not surprised. Parapsychology has always been the squeaky wheel, all fuss but no result. Parakinesiology has always been the stronger department. more breakthroughs, more tangible data, more usable research. I'm sure a man of your esteem can plainly see which department is more deserving of the budget increase. Just think what those additional resources could do for an already formidable research team. Anyway, I know you're a fan of a single malt, so I left a bottle of well-aged brown on your desk. Yours in administration, Dr. Abraham Lewis. Astral Plane Counter-Essay. Dr. Darling is insistent that certain objects of power share a direct connection to the redacted, an entity or group of entities that we have little information on, or little that I am allowed to access. In his written reports, he states that there is a clear link between these objects of power, the redacted, the astral plane, and the oldest house itself. His work supposes that these links are innate, a fact ingrained into the very redacted of objects such as the hotline or the service weapon. But what if these particular objects were never linked to the redacted, but had that connection forced upon them? Isn't it strange that no other objects of power require such direct contact with the redacted? Isn't it strange that using the service weapon or the hotline will result in grievous harm or even death if the user is not the director, or at least worthy of the role? Why do we assume this involvement by the redacted is a natural fact and not something more redacted? Resonance theory. Resonance. It's there, but we can't see it. It vibrates all around us, through us, from us. But what if the vibration is conscious? What could a force like that do? Redacted opened the door to redacted I've called redacted. The redacted emits a force that is far beyond the forces we've previously dealt with. It has shown me so much that I have to wonder, is resonance the key element in all altered phenomenon? AWEs, altered items, objects of power. Do they share a common redacted that we've yet to discover? We can harmonize control points. What else would the correct frequency allow us to achieve? What if resonance has been the answer this whole time? Synchronicity is a phenomenon long recognized by the wise, but only recently given a name by science. It is how we rationalize events connected by no identifiable causality, yet clearly conjoined in purpose. How does a dream foretell an event in the physical plane? Why do hounds bail at the death of their master, which has occurred miles away? The world is unified in ways we do not yet understand, and sometimes we stumble across these invisible, unseen chords and wonder at the result. The visionary Carl Jung laid the road, now we must walk it. My fledgling research department will make it our mission to reliably reproduce redacted behavior by the close of 1959. Once done, the mechanics of synchronicity will lay themselves bare in due time. We are striding into the future of science. History may not remember our names, but God himself will. Wow, seems a bit intense. It's interesting how, Jungian it, referentially is. I just think it's interesting how the department seems to be hinging a lot of stuff on, a Jungian understanding of, dreams and images and so on. Anyway, there we go, that's Darling's office. Oh no. Am I not supposed to go into dimensional research?
Constantly changing labyrinth. Can never pass through.
Well, I'm going. Oh my gosh, okay. Oh my god. Okay, that seems to go in a circle. I'm going to leave this place for now, but I think it might bear coming back to later, because that was crazy. Sorry, I don't understand your question, Themborn. Oh, mold. You figured the maze being a circle way faster than anyone I saw. Well, that certainly makes me feel a little bit good. Oh, more mold. Hold on, I'm gonna catch up with chat soon. Eating the bodies is quite satisfying. I'm not gonna lie. Where even is this guy? Oh, I see the last mold though. Okay, there we go. That's all the mold.
I should let Underhill know.
Oh, jeez. Okay. More enemies? Can't I just live in peace this once? Ah. Why do I always forget how to get to the control point here? Anyway, it doesn't matter. The sector elevator is here, so I'm running away. Okay, hold on. Speak with Dr. Underhill. Yeah, that's what I was gonna do. So that's... She's in the active threshold, which is in... Containment? Question mark? Okay, sorry. Oh, about the Jungian ideas. So, Jung is spelt with a J, as in Carl Jung, Dr. Carl Jung. Dr. Carl Jung was a psychiatrist and a psychologist, I think. He was roughly a contemporary of Freud, but his psychology, I mean, obviously Freudian psychology is very, like, I mean, Freud does kind of, like, do dream analysis, psychoanalysis, like, all of that, but it's obviously, like, very, like, psychosexual in large part. Jungian psychology has a lot to do with, like, how do I put this? It has a lot to do with kind of understanding human psychology in relation to, like, wider cultural schema, like religion and stories and images and archetypes, and I'm pretty sure that the idea of the collective unconscious and other ideas came from him. But yeah, his psychology is very, like, spiritual, and it has a lot to do with our relationship with, like, with myths, stories, images, symbols, within the collective conscious and the individual unconscious, and, like, archetypes and things like that. I'm not an expert by any means in Jungian psychoanalysis, but it is quite interesting that that's, like, a big influence in this game. Definitely something that bears further looking into. Oh yeah, anyone who knows anything about Freud has thoughts on Freud, don't you worry. stays not in containment. Take me back to Central Executive so I can just access the control point from there.
Good luck out there.
Ah, research. Sorry, I'm silly. Of course it would be in research. Let's go to the active threshold. Alright, time to talk to that incredibly rude doctor.
This, I find myself enjoying the work even more.
I found the hosts. They won't be spreading any more mold.
Well done. I'll send burn teams to sanitize the locations. I'm beginning to wonder if these hosts are originating outside the threshold in independent patches of mold growth.
You don't sound very optimistic.
Optimism is for farmers, as my mother always said.
Wow.
I suppose you could now return to that hiss business you all seem so concerned about.
This woman has some incredible tunnel vision.
Yeah, truly. And also feels a little bit classist.
Thanks for the information.
My pleasure.
Right, I'm gonna head back to Central Executive to talk to some folks. Or see if I can talk to some folks. Yeah, I don't want to go down into containment just yet. Well, Arisha's got a red thing on him.
I don't think I ever told you this, but I was actually on the path to being a ranger once. Did the whole boot camp thing. Even got rookie status. Anyway, not the point. My old ranger squad was a great bunch. There was 6 plus me. Remus, Hazard, Cho, Guy, Hept, and Stolen Thompson. They were supposed to get back from an expedition yesterday. We had beers and wings planned. Problem is, they weren't here when Darling handed out the HRAs.
Then they had nothing protecting them from the hiss.
You see, they prepped for the worst, but I think that we're already past that. We all wore these pouches around our neck, and I really don't want the hiss to get them. Could you find them for me? The squad would have come back through maintenance, but they probably spread out from there.
I'll keep an eye out for them, Arish.
And I won't let them stay hiss.
I have to go.
Me too. You're not the only one who's busy, you know.
Okay, that's all clear. Anything from Emily? No. Yeah, I don't feel like going into containment just yet, so I might just like do a little bit more side quests. It's been a side quest heavy day. Because then I kind of feel like the last few missions of the main story, I want to be a bit more alert and focused for, and it's been a long stream, so yeah. Old friends. Find the 6 pouches worn by Arisha's old squad mates. They're all down in maintenance? Okay. Yes, yeah, I think I've probably been playing it for about 15, 16 hours at this point. So I kind of feel like next stream it would be nice to focus on back on the main quest, so it'd be nice to get through some of the side quests. Seems easy enough. Okay. Let's go to ventilation. The numbers won't match up well for you because unlike the average gamer, you read. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, I am glad I'm doing a lot of the side quests because, again, it's like I haven't played this game before and I'm trying to see what they're about. And I do think as I've been doing the side quests that I've been, like, being able to see and explore more of the environment, and have been finding more like world building stuff, and that has been good. So queering gameplay. Gotta add another 2 hours, at least 2 hours for gameplay. In this case, I just meant like engaging with the game's not strictly mandatory content, but the GA time will add on a bit as well. Yeah, I mean, I like looking at all of the things, especially on a first playthrough of a game. I really just don't feel good about like skipping a lot of side content unless it's like very clearly like, you know, unless it's very clearly not adding to the world building or story and it's like whatever. When I streamed it, I think I spent about 30 hours on it, and I think we played a similar pace. Okay, cool. That's good to know. Thanks, Lotus. Okay, let's head to the energy converters.
of Orisha's.
You also have the DLC though, which wasn't out at the time I played. It's meant to blend in with the main game. There's not a giant teleport to DLC thing like some games, so... Okay, interesting. I think that I am playing the Ultimate Edition, I think. So that should have the DLCs in it, but I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, median tends to be low for how I play games as well. Power plant, coolant pumps. Faye says I usually have to add about half the time on how long to beat, or double it. Yeah.
Shit. What now?
My old enemy, the clock, is blocking the pipes. You need to deal with that shit. He is very clever. He's trying to steal you. He...
Oh yeah, getting lost, getting stuck on puzzles. I also need time to get stuck on puzzles. I don't know how they like calculate it, but I guess that like a lot of gamers like do not like rush through games, and that's just like not how I am. Also, yeah, it's nice to hear from Ahti after so long. Oh my gosh. Well, I feel like if he was gonna be anywhere, he would be here, so... If he's not here, then I don't know where he is. Arisha's friend, that is. Me picking up a document in a game when the last 15 have been flavorless filler, but maybe it would be different this time. There's an ancient game developer proverb which states that gamers never read or look up. Yeah, that sounds about right. I probably don't look up enough when I'm playing games, to be honest. Okay, probably I should go to the Atlas chamber to get to Blackrock processing. Sometimes I wish I didn't read, but I can't miss things. Yeah, I get you.
Ranger Squad Charlie 7 returned from an expedition into the quarry threshold just after.
Here we go, into Blackrock processing.
Our mission was to map quarry 3. Okay, nice. That was Blackrock processing. I think that if we're going to get into Blackrock Quarry... then we probably need to keep going this way. Yeah. Most games don't ask you to, and like reading, it's something you could argue modern game design has trained out of people. Lord knows half the reason I got a bad sense of direction in games is just because I'm so used to having a waypoint and compass on screen 24/7. Yeah. I keep forgetting that I can turn into a bat in Cabernet and there's stuff hidden on the roofs. Video games, man. That proverb makes watching people play Date Everything interesting with how many interactions required you to do very specific things. I have not played that game yet. There's also a pacing thing, very hard for an action game to make reading notes feel balanced. Yeah, definitely. Date Everything is interesting in that regard. It's in this weird space where it's inspired by visual novels but doesn't actually take that much DNA from them. How am I getting to Black Rock Quarry? Oh yeah, this way. I need the thing in Tomb Raider, the second and third games, where there's just a glowing path on the ground for you to follow. Oh my god, I'm just trying to get to Black Rock Quarry, you guys! How hard is it? I love this levitating power so much. Well, that's that. I'm running now. Okay, for some reason I couldn't find that guy in the coolant pumps, but I'm gonna try it again. I'm Hansel and Gretel following breadcrumbs. Yeah, fair enough. Sometimes you don't want to use your brain, or it's genuinely hard. And that's legit.
All of them. Arif saw it coming, though.
Arish did see it coming. I think there's ways to work around it that are well established. Using them as natural in-game breaks so it's not non-stop action is tried and true, but pacing is a dying art. It's true, Lotus. It's true. Speaking of which, let's do some reading. I've got some case files to catch up on. The mirror. This item should be kept in sealed chamber with minimal external visibility. A hanging mirror, oval in shape. The frame is made of ornately wrought brass. The item does not reflect its surroundings accurately. The item's effect is complex. Most notable is the fact that the glass transports individuals to a paranatural space when touched. In this space is an imperfect reflection of our reality. Some objects inside the reflection are simple mirror images. Some are redacted, while some do not appear at all. The reflection only contains areas within a redacted distance from the item itself. Relocating the item has proven that the reflection changes to depend on its surroundings. Agents have been sent in to explore the reflection. Redacted has been observed in the test subject sent inside, believed to be psychosomatic. Prolonged exposure to the reflection is not advisable. Paper lantern procedures. The item should be kept in a locked containment cell. Any prolonged observation of the item should be avoided. The item is a paper lantern known as a chochin. The paper is red with elegant black Japanese characters that translate to ramen. Item has an attractive effect that is both physical and psychological. Nearby objects gravitate towards the item with a minor force if redacted. More notable is its ability to attract sentient organisms with its rich red color and warm, comforting glow. Postbox supplement. Agents arrived in the town of Jasper Crossing, Arizona, after the communications department intercepted multiple phone calls to local authorities regarding frozen people in the streets. 4 of the 5 dispatched agents became paralyzed upon arriving at the scene. Additional assessment teams were dispatched. Variations of identification formulas were tried with ineffectual results. Agents resorted to using aerial photography to study the positioning of the paralyzed individuals. Soon after, agents discovered the event's epicenter to be the local post office. Unaffected agents cleared the area of all paralyzed civilians, animals, and bureau personnel before beginning to study the item. Agents deemed susceptible to the item were tasked with interviewing and informing the public away from the site. The item was soon placed on a transport vehicle manned by unaffected agents. Air travel had been deemed too dangerous given the item's effect. Numerous reports of temporary paralysis were reported by civilians along the truck's route from Arizona to New York City. Refrigerator procedures. No unique procedures required. An Arctic Queen brand electric refrigerator model from the 1960s. No cooling functionality. The door is decorated with crayon illustrations by redacted. The illustrations cannot be removed from the item. All attempts have failed. The paper cannot be burned or torn. The item first came to the Bureau's attention after it arrived at the collapse of New York City's Grand Central Hotel, where it served as an appliance in apartment redacted, rented by a man named Redacted. It became the subject of local infamy after surviving the building's collapse undamaged. Mr. Redacted, who was out of the building at the time of the collapse, retained ownership of the item until 1974, when the Bureau purchased the item through a false identity. New altered effect has been observed. See file blah 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 for details. Arctic Queen supplementary materials. Interview 20th of November 1974. A. Can you tell us why you left your building that day? LM. I was running out to get eggs. There was that corner store on 30th. That's why I left Michael there on his own. Knew I wouldn't be gone long. He was drawing at the table when I left. Had his crayons out. Happy. The building came down when I was a block away. I ran back, started digging. City workers found Mikey later beside the fridge. The drawings hadn't come off. Tons of bricks fall on it, and those drawings are still there. How does that happen? You kept the refrigerator after the accident. Why?
It still had his drawings. God must have kept them safe for a reason, right? I'd get home from work and stare at them all night. I was in a bad way back then. Why did you sell the fridge with your son's drawings still on it? They'd gotten stuck to it or something. I thought about cutting them off those magnets, but maybe it was better I didn't hold on to them, you know? Gotta move on, everyone says. What's my fridge got to do with the building collapsing anyhow? And finally, oh dear diner coffee thermos. Oh my god, that's Alan Wake. That's the diner from Alan Wake. No unique procedures required. Altered status is suspected but unverified. A blue coffee thermos with a white plastic cap and a logo of Oh Dear Diner located in Bright Falls, Washington. The cap doubles as a mug. The item responds to formula I-16, yet no discernible altered effect has been discovered, other than keeping liquids warm for surprisingly long periods of time. These are the thermoses that you can always pick up in the game, and they're healing items. Lol. And when I was playing the game, I was constantly being like, damn, people are leaving their coffee thermoses everywhere. But maybe it was just one thermos teleporting the whole time. It's also worth noting that the coffee from the thermos is always refreshing and strong, no matter its quality, before being poured into the item. The thermos was discovered on the shore of Cauldron Lake outside the town of Bright Falls. Both are known sites of a recurring AWE. See Bright Falls AWE case file for further information. According to witness statements, Alan Wake, see Prime Candidate Program entry for further information, who went missing shortly before the discovery of the thermos, had been seen collecting similar thermoses for a redacted purpose. Oh my god. Not Alan Wake being a prime candidate. That's crazy. Chat about Dead Space. The Dead Space line is so good at telling me where not to go so I can find loot first. The remake made it worse. I haven't gone into the remake yet, with the exception of the asteroid sections and some fiddliness with zero gravity. I'm like, okay, why are we remaking perfection? So true. Alan Wake going around stealing people's coffee. Yeah. Astral plane. The Bureau has spent years studying why objects of power transport users into the astral plane when touched. My predecessor, Dr. Ash, theorized that a potential receptacle, determined by Jungian archetypes and the collective subconscious, would be inhabited by paranatural energies when an AWE occurred in its vicinity, creating an altered item. Over time, a link was created by the redacted and the astral plane to that item, making it an object of power. So many additional theories have been raised since Dr. Ash's time. Objects of power were placed on Earth as tests by some astral entity. Our dimension was once part of the astral plane, and the objects were left behind as its borders receded. The astral plane was an early threshold into the oldest house, but the connection was severed, and now the two are linked solely through objects of power. I will attempt to disprove some of these in order to thin the herd. Hopefully the truth will emerge. Thresholds have always been sources of great inspiration and great challenge. When a new threshold manifests in the oldest house by redacted, we never know what new discoveries it will provide to the Bureau, but we must always seize these opportunities. This report will examine the process of distinguishing recent threshold effects based on their utilitarian properties. The quarry brought black rock, one of the most invaluable discoveries, but if the mold has any scientific value, it has been difficult to find due to the lengths we must go to in fighting back the particularly prolific plant. These are very distinct cases and worth comparing as their study offers vastly different dangers and rewards. Okay, finally caught up.
I'm averse to using objects of power. I don't want to lean on things I ultimately can't trust. But the ashtray and the cigarette, smoking there forever, have their uses. The ashtray maze they conjure is an impossibly changing labyrinth that no one but the binder, and those the binder invites, can ever pass through. The things we hid in dimensional research, the things Darling studies, the danger and the risk involved, call for every measure of security and protection. protection I could bring to the table. The maze, hands down, is our strongest lock. I gave Darling and his chosen crew license to pass through the maze. Lately, I've started to think I should revoke that license.
Interesting. I think that level is probably going to come back into play later.
Here are the pouches. I found 6.
Well, that's all of them. Counting mine. Well, I guess I'll just have to wear all of them. It sounds sappy, I know, but that's all I can think to do.
Nothing's easy with the hiss. Is it rude to ask what's inside?
What's inside the pouches?
Too late now.
Now, the story's confidential, but, well, I guess I could tell you, being the director and all. So, the Bureau had heard rumors of a werewolf gathering upstate every full moon. Us being rookies, they sent us to confirm it was bullshit.
Hold on, is he about to tell me werewolves are real?
Turns out, there was an altered item that was creating violent gravitational anomalies during full moons. Oh, man, we nearly bit it that night. Well, to remember the occasion, we all bought silver bullets to wear around our necks, just in case we ever ran into another werewolf.
So why did you leave the Rangers?
I thought I could do more good here. And somebody's got to protect the people who protect everybody else, right?
I have to go.
Me too. You're not the only one who's busy, you know.
Okay, amazing. I have a couple of things I want to do. The first is that I think that there is an outfit that I can access. Because I brought up the list of outfits because I want to find the different outfits. I just want a silly little outfit, you guys. What do I play video games for if not to have a silly little outfit? Okay, yeah, here we go. So once you finish the self-reflection quest, apparently, you can grab that outfit from the Synchronicity Lab. Isn't that amazing? And then I think once you reach clearance level 5, there's also an outfit that you can get in luck and probability. So I'm gonna head there now. You guys, finally, it's finally my time. You don't understand how much, like, how important a silly little outfit is to me. Like, you just don't understand. It's like, it's deep. It's seriously deep. These are dress-up games, first and foremost. Exactly. There really needs to be more outfits. Let's bring it back. 100%. Like, what is the point? What is the point of a video game if you can't have silly little outfits? I'm so fucking for real right now. I need to change my outfit. Oh my god. I'm getting attacked right now by misogynists who don't think that girly pops should be allowed a cunty little outfit change. Why do you hate women? Oh my god. My god. Okay. Why do you hate women? Damn it. Me blowing all my money in Cabernet on fancy dresses. I just like a video game is first and foremost a dress-up game. You're so real for that. Okay. So apparently there's an Easter egg in here that you have to solve. So I think it's to do with these objects in the room. These like lucky objects. Okay. I've got the floor leaf clover. Aha! Okay. That's why you need clearance level 5. Because you need to be able to access this room. Okay, wait, so 4-leaf clover. Yes, I am cheating. I just really want these outfits. Okay, what's the light bulb situation? All... Okay. Whoopsie. Okay, so my lucky cat needs to be waving. And... oh, here we go. Shoot up light bulbs on. Light on, light on. Okay, so all of those lights are on. And then 4-leaf clover. Fish. Where's the fish? Oh. Sorry, you guys. It really is that deep. Like, it is that deep. In fact, I like can't even apologize because like it just is that deep to me. Oh my god, what just happened? Did something just happen? Oh, I see. Wow, not good. Where's the telephone ringing? Oh, there's another light. Hold on. Sorry, I missed the telephone call, so never mind. Of course she was up. Oh my god. The phone ringing in games stresses me out. Yeah, fair enough. Something exploded. Yes, it does sound like something exploded. We peaked with Pokemon X and Y, but the people didn't appreciate it enough, and that's why we are where we are now. You're right. You standing still and all the stupid fire extinguisher stuff flying everywhere took me out. Yeah. It is a bit bonkers. Like, what else do I gotta do to get more luck in this room? You know? Hold on. Maybe I need to bring the lucky cat in? No, I can't move the lucky cat. Yeah. On 4-leaf clover. Less than 2 feet. Does it need to be closer? Like... Yeah! Did it! I would say we peaked with Girl Go Games. I would totally agree with that, yeah. We did peak with Girl Go Games. Okay, you guys, we have 2 outfits. Oh my god. Why are you cramping my style? Oh my god, why do these people hate women? Why? Unbelievable. The state of these... The hiss is so misogynistic. It's unbelievable. I'm so furious. My god. The outfits better be good? Yeah. Are there any other outfits I can get right now? Or is that it? Yeah, I think I need to do Ahti's side quests and the jukebox things to get the rest of the outfits. But let me fast travel to Central Executive so that we can see the outfits. Yeah. The way that I am cheating because I want an outfit. And I have no regrets. I have no regrets. Oh my god. Ooh, okay, asynchronous suit. This is, okay. This is a sleigh. Golden suit, okay. How do I feel about this one? Okay. Okay. I'm trying to see how I feel about the yellow on her. I think I like the yellow. I think I like the yellow. It's a bit of a weird blazer, though. I don't know why it's cut like that. Let's see. Asynchronous suit. Oh, stop. That's... okay, that is cool. Okay. No, this is serving. I think this is the one. What do you guys think? Because I'm actually torn. Because, like, okay, this does look super cool. And, like, the glove situation is really slaying. But I do like the pop of color with the yellow. And it is giving Star Wars. I mean, okay, so this is kind of the thing. This is giving, like, she's an imperial bureaucrat in Star Wars. Like, she looks like this is straight out of Dedra Miro's wardrobe from Andor. Which, do I want to look like an imperial bureaucrat? Is potentially the issue. You know what, Lotus? You got me there. Sara, look deep into your heart. White people don't look good in yellow. No, you're right. If this was me, on the other hand, with my skin tone, I would rock this yellow. You're right, it's the asynchronous suit. It's gotta be the asynchronous suit. So real for that, Lotus. Expert para-utilitarian. You know it. Okay, I'm going to go to... I'm not going to containment. I'm still avoiding the main quest. I am going to... I want to go to central maintenance. Guys, I want to go to central maintenance. Where's the sector elevator? Sector elevator. Sector elevator. I am so glad that we got a cunty little outfit. Maintenance sector, please. Especially mustard. No, it's true. I had a friend as a kid who was adamant she looked physically ill wearing yellow. And now I can't unsee it. Oh dear. Oh, you said the Star Wars thing about async? I can see that. I can see that. But the yellow suit was definitely giving like some like imperial bureaucrat suit out of Andor. But yeah, this is kind of giving Star Wars in a different way, kind of. I can see that. No, where's the janitor's office? That's where I want to be, actually. Field training. Nobody cares about any of that. Sector elevator, Blackrock processing. Towards the power plant. It's giving Sith. Yeah, fair, fair. I could see Darth Maul in this cunty little number, you know? Okay, Ahti, I'm trying to find you, babe. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. She's flying around in the suit. Oh, it's good. I am so glad I took the time to find a cunty little outfit, you guys. Okay, I'm gonna leave you guys to it because I want to find my friend, the janitor. So, yeah. I think ventilation is closest to his office. Very Inquisitor core. Like, Inquisitor from Dragon Age? Or what kind of Inquisitor? Oh, like a Sith, like an Inquisitor from Star Wars. Gotcha. Sorry, I'm stupid that I didn't make that connection. I feel like I've only kind of recently been getting into Star Wars, and it's pretty much almost entirely because of Andor. Janitor's office. Hello. You got some more quests for me, I see, Ahti. Clear the clog.
Back. What? You need to scrap that clay. They are very good listeners. You can tell them anything. Or you can sing to them. They like that.
Hey Ahti, I'm here to help you out because, like, fundamentally that's more important than anything else, is that I want to help you out so that you get to go on your silly little holiday. I will say, I think I prefer this number. Okay, if there's one thing I would change about this number, it's these little flowy pieces in the front. The grey flowy pieces in the front. I would just get rid of those and it's all business in the front and then it's a party in the back, you know? Like, it's giving cloak in the back. Like, the back looks so good. The front, I would get rid of these little flowing bits. But that's my opinion. Okay. You see how much joy this is bringing me? I'm so glad I took the time. Okay. What are we doing? Fundamentally what this game is about is helping Ahti so that he can take his silly little holiday. Talk to the plants, clear the clog, and clear the mold. Okay, buddy. I'm trying to remember the exact time these came out and figure out via development cycle which techwear runway all the outfits are based off. That's funny. Let us know if you find out. You're good, they don't give a fuck about the Inquisitors outside the animated shows, they're there to sell toys. Yeah, I've been meaning to rewatch Clone Wars, because I loved that show when I was a kid. And everyone says it's still really good. Yeah, I could kind of see this outfit in Dragon Age Veilguard. Can see where you're coming from with that. Them born. Oh, she looks so good! Fucking floating around using the Force! Ah, the joy that this has brought me has been worth everything. We good? No, we not good. Hell yeah. Hell fucking yeah. I feel so OP right now. I know it's partly because I, like, changed my settings, but I don't care. I feel incredibly cool. One of the DLCs has a very hard to get to accessory which involves a lot of collecting. Okay, interesting. Clone Wars is such a good show. I think they introduced the Inquisitors in Rebels, which is meh. Actually, they're probs in some random book in between those, but hey. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna get to the point where I read Star Wars books being so real with you. I'm a bit more of a Dune girly than a Star Wars girly, but I enjoy Star Wars well enough. I have been reading the Dune books. Okay, hold on. Where am I going? Right, so I want to go through the coolant pumps. That's where I want to go. Where are the coolant pumps again? Ventilation, elevator, coolant pumps. I'm so happy right now. The outfit is bringing so much joy. Like, I can't express to you guys in words how much joy the outfits are bringing me. I really can't. Oh yeah, I'd read lesbian Star Wars fan fiction any day. Yeah, no question of that. I am kind of jaded about what they did to Cinta in Andor. But that's by the by. What are your lesbian Star Wars ships? Fell off with the sequel trilogy. I've been doing a big rewatch, and the first couple of sequels there's a lot to like about them, in my opinion, but politically they don't have anything interesting to say, and that's their biggest downfall. But in terms of like some of the character building and stuff, like I think that and some of the stylistic choices and blah blah blah, I think it's got like some really interesting stuff there. Okay, how do I get to where you want me to go? Up here. Yeah, finish music. Here we go.
Hello again, Mr. Clog. You've really let yourself go.
Water cooler procedures. No unique procedures required. If the item's form is different than any previously reported, then make a note describing a new form. The object's true shape and appearance are unknown. It has been known to take the form of the following objects: ring of keys, lunchbox, wrench, microscope, stapler, glasses, mail tube, spoon. The item is able to adopt the physical form of items in its immediate vicinity. The item is capable of limited physical movement, repositioning itself whenever it changes form. This only occurs when it is unobserved physically and digitally. Because of this, the transition between shapes has never been observed. Reciting formula I-14 or I-32 causes the item to reveal itself by shuddering. The item was initially discovered within the bureau itself. Whether an agent brought it inside, intentionally or otherwise, or it resided here prior to the Bureau's arrival in the oldest house is unknown. Unfortunately, the mention of lesbian Star Wars ships has made me remember the whole Barriss subplot. No man, that sure is something. I'm trying to remember what you mean. I've only seen Andor and Rogue One. I mean, Andor and Rogue One are the best of Star Wars, in my opinion. Trying to see, yeah. I think I need to get some batteries from outside. Yeah, just checking. Ah! Fuck. I'm just trying to do my janitorial duties. And another one. Yep, okay, I need to find a second one. Where is he? Oh. I love being a superpowered janitor. Activate the draining pump. Okie dokie.
We should go down there to clear out the rest of it.
Unfortunately, yes, we do need to go down there to clean out the rest of it.
We never meet again.
Nice. Okay, the clog is cleared. I might be more invested in just getting the Star Wars sim pack and making a sapphic alien couple. Yeah, that is fair enough. Yeah, the mini gun was really having a hard time with those pustules. Barriss is Ahsoka's Padawan friend who bombs the Jedi Temple. Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, my thing about Star Wars is that the main films I find to be, like, not very well written in the sense that, like, they're really plot heavy and the character writing is not very good or very thoughtful. So you end up finding a lot of the characters to be quite, like, boring. Obviously there's some weird George Lucas, like, misogyny and racism in the original trilogy and in the prequel trilogy. I think that, you know, it is kind of a grace that the sequel trilogy doesn't have a lot of those issues, but then it has issues all of its own. Like, it's not as anti-imperialist or as good at being an anti-imperialist narrative as the original trilogy, or even the prequels, which are, like, quite a good critique of liberal democracy. And it has some pretty interesting character work in the first couple of movies, and then it completely tanks in the final film. Yeah, there are barely enough female characters to even have lesbian ships in Star Wars, and that's definitely a problem in my book. Yeah, and then I just don't think I could be into it enough to get really into, like, side content. Yeah, I don't know. Ahsoka and any other girl she talks to. Yeah, fair, honestly. Okay. Okay, we've got a few side quests left to work through, and then I think that will almost be all of them, which is exciting.